Greetings, friends. So, the first week of Advent, we reflect on the theme of hope, and many of us are wondering, what is hope? The dictionary definitions, well, first off, hope can be a noun and a verb. The noun definition of hope is a feeling of expectation, desire for a certain thing to happen. Oftentimes, we may hope to find out that people are safe, or hope that our favorite team is going to make it to the playoffs or some sort of championship or whatever the case is, or hoping that we're going to the doctor's office that we have a clean bill of health, things like that. The verb definition is a want something to happen or be the case. And oftentimes, too, we hope for us to get a promotion at work. We hope to get into the college we dream of. We hope to get to think, like to a favorite destination. You hope to do this, you hope to do that. But I wonder how oftentimes, too, have we that we strive for holiness. You see, that is what hope is. And we hear oftentimes, too, in the Eucharistic prayers, assuming that we are not looking at our phones during Mass on Sunday, that we hope for the resurrection and for the second coming of Jesus. And that's really what Advent is really preparing us for within the first theme of the first week of this period as we prepare for Christmas. Gilbert Keith Chesterton put it well when he wrote, "Hope means hoping when things are hopeless, or it is no virtue at all." You see, hope is a virtue for sure. And we live in a culture that is filled with so much despair. We look at the tragedies that are going on, mass shootings. People are dying left and right from abortion, gun violence. In fact, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania broke a 30-year record of 500 homicides recently, let alone the fact, Chicago was far ahead of it many years ago, or even they're still on track of doing that for many years. And sometimes we think that everything is lost. But that's not always the case. One of my favorite Christmas movies happens to be Home Alone, and it celebrated its 30th anniversary around this time a year ago. One of the most amazing scenes in that movie is the airport scene where Kevin's mom it's like for 60 hours she is traveling just after finding out that from the time that she realized he left her son home in Chicago, because of course they were in a hurry to catch their flight that they need to get to Paris. And here, she put everything on the line in hope that she can be home with his son. And in that very pivotal moment in that airport, that mom laid everything to the ticket agent behind the counter, even though it felt like it was somewhat of a punch in the gut. But then when she was about to retreat an inch, she went back in, and then there was a good Samaritan that overheard this quarrel, so to speak, played by the late John Candy, God rest his soul. My brother was a big fan of his growing up. And John Candy comes in and be like, "Hey, we can get you to Chicago on our way to Milwaukee." Let me back up for a moment. Before that good Samaritan came over, the mother laid it all out saying, "This is Christmas, the season of perpetual hope." And she was willing to do whatever it took to get home to her son. Likewise, we need to do whatever it takes to prepare for the coming of Jesus. In the midst of all of your Christmas planning, your decorating, whatever the case is, stop and think for a moment. Stop and think that there's something more to the stress of planning, the stress of like whose Christmas party you're gonna go to, what you gonna get for Uncle Bob or Aunt Sally or cousin Heather, whatever it is. There's something deeper to all that preparation. And as we get deeper and deeper into Advent, we always have to be reminded that the main reason for this season is Jesus. And as we were reminded during the Solemnity of Christ the King, and oftentimes we are going to hear it anyways, no matter what liturgical year it is, Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega. He's the first and the last. Not these variants that are going around, brought about from people who pretend to know science. Jesus is our Lord and King, and we hope for his coming. We also prepare room in our hearts in the hope that he will come again. So be sure to make room for the King. May God bless you.